Hello everyone, it's Abby here, and today we are going to learn about invasive species and how to identify the Multiflora rose, which is an invasive species that threatens our native wildlife in Ohio. Here we are in my backyard with one of our hanging bushes with pretty white flowers of the Multiflora rose, multi meaning many, and flora meaning flower. Let's now dive into how to recognize and identify the Multiflora rose. This shrub can grow anywhere between 6 to 10 feet tall. It has white flowers in the spring, as you see right now, and red berries in the fall called rose hips. I've got a picture here of some rose hips during the fall. You can see the red fruit from the Multiflora rose. An important thing to note is that we never try to eat any berry that we don't know what it is or how to handle it. With that being said, some adults have safely identified rose hips and have turned them into jam. Many of you have heard the phrase that every rose has its thorn. Contrary to popular belief, roses do not have thorns. Instead, they have what are called prickles. Prickles are like hairs but are often rough and jagged and especially are sharp. They are modified tissue from the outside layer of a plant that got bigger and tougher. Thorns, on the other hand, are more like mini pointy branches. These prickly stems of the Multiflora rose climb over other plants to form a thicket, which is a densely packed group of bushes. These thickets crowd out our native shrubs and other plants that naturally grow here in Northeast Ohio. When plants from other parts of the world are introduced into the natural parts of Ohio, some of them fight with our native plants for food, space, and other resources. These are called invasive species. Invasive species do typically cause damage upon an ecosystem. Since the invasive species are introduced into a new area they hadn't lived before, we can see the damage that they cause to our natural environments, as seen with the Multiflora rose. Just as the Multiflora rose choked out space from the other plants, other species that are invasive can do the same. You can see here how this bush is outcompeting other plants. Furthermore, invasive species can take up all of the food supply for our native plants, which can make it hard for them to survive. These native species can die from this. When our native species die, we lose the diversity of different kinds of plants in the world. We want to keep our native plants safe, so we must protect them by getting rid of invasive species. This is Abby, and thank you for watching my video.